Hello, this is a walkthrough of Mastery Exam AA, Practice Version 1, Problem 4. And here we're going to simplify completely this fraction that has a subtraction problem going on in the numerator and a single denominator. There's one big mistake that some students make in this because they get the wrong idea about how to cancel things. Let me describe that mistake first before we talk about the right way to do this. The mistake is to go to the fraction here, and I see two terms on the top, and one of those terms is just like the term on the bottom. And here's the mistake: to just simply cross these out, to cancel them, and then get either x cubed for your answer, or some people might think it's x cubed minus 1. Now, the thing to notice is that neither of those is correct. We don't want to ever cancel off single terms from on the numerator and denominator of a fraction. Now, why not? Let's go over and take a look at a simple example using numbers and just first of all see that it's not true, and then think about why it's not true. So instead of x's, let's work with numbers. Let's take 8 minus 4 divided by 4. Okay, now if I do this correctly, I would do the subtraction problem first and get 4 over 4, which of course is just a 1. If I do this incorrectly, by canceling off one of the terms, like the 4 here, okay, I might get either 8 or perhaps 8 minus 1. And of course you can see that neither of those is right. So what happened? Why isn't this right? Well, the problem with this cancellation idea here is that we're mixing up two incompatible operations. When I have a fraction problem like this on the bottom, what I'm doing is dividing. Let me clear these little marks out so we can see. Get rid of that, get rid of that. I'm dividing, right? That's what a fraction is. Now, division and subtraction are not opposites of each other, and so they will not undo each other in the way that we normally think of with cancellation. So addition undoes subtraction. What does division undo? Well, it undoes multiplication. So in order to really cancel something, what I really have to do is two things. I have to take my top, I need to factor first to split this top up into a product or a multiplication of some things, and then divide off common factors. That's what this problem really involves: factoring and then dividing off common factors. So let me get rid of some of the things on here, but not everything. Get all this work over here, and let's go do this problem right. So let me just first of all copy down the fraction I'm working with, the expression I'm working with, x cubed minus x squared over x squared. So again, I'm not going to just cancel off one of the terms, or maybe this term, because canceling means dividing, and these things are not multiplied, so division will not undo them. What I need to do instead is turn this into some kind of multiplication problem by factoring the top. So let's see how that works. I'm not going to do anything with the bottom, but on the top I'm going to factor this. Both of these terms have a common factor of x squared. And if I factor that off, I get x minus 1. And you can check by multiplying this top back through that I did actually factor that correctly. And now I see two common factors. I have an x squared factor on top and an x squared factor on the bottom. And now these two things are common factors to the top and the bottom, and they do cancel off. And what I'm left with is x minus 1, and that's my final answer that I would put in the blank, and it is correct. So the key thing here, again, is to avoid the mistake of canceling off individual terms. That is not a good thing to do, and that'll cause you a lot of problems throughout the course, calculus and elsewhere, if you continue to do that. So what we do want to do instead is factor and then divide off common factors, and that gets us happy, because that is the correct way to do our algebra.